Plaintiff Crystal Wheat says the defendant is her son, and after he was shot in a drive-by shooting, she worked hard to get her and her family out of the projects. However, Crystal's suing her son for the value of a car. Defendant Anaje Wheat says he was always driven by his mother's high expectations, and as a result, he got an athletic and academic scholarship to college. Anaje feels he is only responsible for half the value of the car.
Start with you.
I am a 40-year-old mother of 4, 24 and 19, 13 and 11. I'm here with my 19-year-old son. I call him OJ. Me and OJ. Right. Me and OJ, we've had quite a relationship, of course, as mother and son. Outstandingly, in 2009, he was shot in a drive-by. He was taking out the trash and somebody came by and shot. And the one bullet put like four holes in him. So as a result, I've made a lot of better choices, such as where we stay. We were living in the projects at the time. I worked really hard to get us out of the projects, get us to home. I'm considerate of the schooling and, those type of things, so my children won't have to fear things like that again.
Defendant Anaje Wheat is being sued by his mother, who claims she moved her family out of the projects after Anaje was shot in a drive-by shooting.
How did you work hard and achieve that?
Well, I've been a nurse for 13 years, but what I've done is just mature my way of thinking and mature my decision making. God has blessed me with a means, so I just be more responsible with my means.
All right, spending your money properly. Let me compliment you. Number one way to get your child a good education, unfortunately, you must live in a good school district, because poor areas, their school districts do not provide a quality education for the most part, and there's many reasons for that. So, number one way of overcoming that is to move to a community that has a good school system. Number way of getting away from crime is to move to a community that has less crime.
Yes, sir.
So you've done the right thing and you've made the right sacrifices so that you could find a better place to live for your children.
Correct.
And so that they'd have a better chance in life. So hats off to you. A lot of folks need to learn that. A lot of folks. Awesome. All right, so young man, why don't you give me some background on yourself?
When me and my mother, we've always had communication problems throughout the years. I used to lie about many things, and because of that, we've always had problems throughout our relationship.
Yes, it would be. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. You would have communication problems with a person who lies all the time. That kind of makes sense.
But even though we've had communication problems throughout our lives, it didn't discourage the fact that she's always had high expectations for me. Good. And because of that, I've always put myself in the best position possible throughout going through academics or athletics, either one. I did both of those throughout my days in high school, and it got me to the point where I had academic and athletic scholarships.
Good.
So
excellent. See? Go ahead.
But because of my decision making, she did not accept the fact that I chose athletics over academics.
Okay. You went to college? You played athletics in college?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And because of that, the school that I had went to, it was not right for me. And
what was wrong?
I wasn't able to focus on my education.
Why?
Because the students that were there, they were like really messy, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Not really. When you go to class, what would they do?
At the time, I wasn't in the right mindset when I first started college.
So you did it on yourself. It wasn't because of no other people were messy. You weren't in the right mindset.
Yes.
And you quit?
Yes, sir, I did quit.
Okay, then what?
And then after that, I chose to start online school
Okay.
so I can better myself.
Where you at with that?
I'm accepted into the school. I have an 85 right now in my classes. And
What year are you in?
my first year.
Is what he said true?
Your Honor, first of all, yes, he's always been very, very smart. His strongest muscle, I believe, is his brain. Despite my discouragement, he chose to go ahead and follow football. Your Honor, he ended up with because he's so strong academically and participated on the team, he ended up with a few offers for football scholarships in schools. He intentionally chose the most furthest away place that he could possibly find. And I tried. I said, oh, Najee, you don't understand. It's a whole nother life. Your Honor, within the first semester, he was back at home.
Why?
He called and said, Mom, I messed up. I woke up. I was strapped to a hospital bed. I don't know what happened. Me and my friends, we were drinking and smoking, and I flipped out. The police was involved. Campus security was involved. I don't know if I have a scholarship still. This was within the first 3 months of him being there. And lo and behold, you know, they chose not to keep him at that school. And he ended up back at home.
Is this what happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you still lying. You talking about you used to lie. You still lying. You told me a totally different story.
Defendant Najee Wheat is being sued by his mother, who claims she moved her family out of the projects after Najee was shot in a drive-by shooting.
All right, what are you suing him for today, the value of the car?
Well, first of all, when he came back, you know, he does not contribute to the household. He does not clean up. He does not do anything, okay? He sits on the game with headphones in his ears. He doesn't even hear me when I call him. He was able to drive when he first got there until one night I gave him the truck because he has a job. And he got off at 2 o'clock in the morning. He caught a flat tire. He didn't want to call, I'm assuming because he didn't want me to know what time it was in the morning. I wake up for work the next morning. Oh, Mom, by the way, I got a flat. It's just a flat. He didn't tell me that he caught a flat umpteen miles up the road, drove on the flat all the way home, despite the fact that I have AAA and a spare tire and a jack in my 2016 Dodge Journey. He just drove on the rim and drove on the rim. It looked like the Tasmanian devil had chewed my rim up and spit it out. So after that, you know, I fixed that. I bit the bullet. But I told him, if you ever get in my car and it's a big circle thing that resembles a steering wheel, you got in the wrong door. You can no longer drive. And so the next time, fast forward, I'm getting up for work. You know, I'm thinking my keys are in my purse where I left them. Kind of waking up, I get a phone call, Mom, oh my God, Mom. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I totaled the car. I said, well, OJ, can you drive it home? No, I can't. I was like, oh goodness, it must be bad. I get up and I start walking and I call a cab. I go to the scene. He was okay, but my car definitely was not okay.
Let me see it. And what did he say happened again?
Of course he doesn't know, Judge. I don't know what happened. All the airbags deployed. The car is a total bust. There's a citation. So I said, you know what? You're going to have to start helping out around the house. You're going to have to start cleaning your room. And, you know, he works. He does work.
This is what you're dealing with. He relies on you, doesn't pay you anything, plays video games all the time, and does all these things to you, and there's no consequence. I'd keep doing it too. I don't blame you. For no consequences. Yeah, he's a smart man. He is smart. You're right about that. No consequences. Keep doing whatever you want to do. Harm people, harm things, have your way. Lay up. Don't have to pay anybody for your food, shelter. Do you buy him clothes too?
Occasionally.
Okay. All right. That's a good deal. Man, don't you stop that. I don't care what I say today. Keep that deal going, Doc. That's a good deal you got. Wish my mother had been like that when I was acting the fool. Man, you got it good, Doc. Man, I wouldn't go back to school. I wouldn't go nowhere. I would be there at that house for as long as she'll have me. Now, how you feel?
No.
I intentionally saying this to make you feel like you should feel.
I do.
Like a sucker.
I do.
And you're not alone. Many children treat their parents like suckers and the parents go for it, including myself from time to time. I'm way, way less likely than anybody else to go for it, but I have.
Defendant Anaje Wheat is being sued by his mother, who claims she moved her family out of the projects after Anaje was shot in a drive-by shooting.
All right, in terms of the money, young man, what do you say to tolling your mother's car and paying her for it?
I feel as though I should pay half because on the day of the crash, I was just trying to help my brother get to work that day. As she stated before, I was at work till like 2 o'clock the morning before.
Not that morning.
The night before.
Not that night.
What was... And you fell asleep, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So you're out of 15 grand or so? That happened to me. Only my person had crack in the car and said they were going to the unemployment office. Come out of rehab not too long prior to that. Said, can I use your car to go look for a job while you go to work? Yeah, I got a call. Car's been totaled. I've told this story before because it sticks with me because that $15,000 bill stuck with me for 3 years without a car. So you have to pay for something you don't have.
And sir, I have 3 jobs and I have to, get there.
And you say you should pay half, why?
I feel as though my brother should pay the other half because
What did he do?
Because I was trying to get him to work that day. And the only reason that I had took the car is because I was trying to help him out and get him to work.
I got you. And so were you to have run someone over, would he have to share half of that, you think?
No, sir.
Why?
Because
you did it.
I was the one that did it.
Yeah, and you're the one that did this. When you do it, it's your fault, you pay. And ma'am, hopefully you'll learn a lesson. $3,500 is your judgment. In the meantime, I'm gonna shake your hand. You the man. You got it made, Doc. You good. Keep on keeping on. As long as she'll go for it, keep doing it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge Mathis. Son, I need you to grow up.
Yes, ma'am. I will.